Okay, so weight loss, am I right? It feels like everyone's always trying to crack some secret code.
It's definitely a hot topic, that's for sure.
We're constantly bombarded with new diets, new workouts, new magic pills promising to melt away the pounds, but
Yeah, and how often do those actually deliver on their promises?
exactly. So today we're ditching the quick fixes and diving deep into the science behind weight loss with The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung.
Ah, Dr. Fung, he really shakes things up in this book.
He really does. He's a kidney specialist who started questioning everything we thought we knew about obesity and
And he came up with some pretty groundbreaking insights, wouldn't you say?
absolutely. Buckle up because we're about to uncover why those stubborn pounds might not be about willpower after all, but those tiny messengers running the show. Hormones.
Hormones, they're the real puppet masters when it comes to our weight.
Okay, so I think we've all heard the old saying, calories in, calories out.
Oh, yeah, the classic equation.
But Dr. Fung argues that this is kind of like telling someone to avoid a car accident by just saying, don't crash.
Huh. True, but not exactly helpful, is it?
Not really. It's technically true, sure, but it totally misses the why behind the crash. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Dr. Fung makes a really valid point. It's not that he's refuting basic thermodynamics, but it's like saying, hey, there's a whole lot more going on under the hood here. Our bodies aren't just calculators tallying up calories. We're talking about complex
Right,
systems.
influenced by all sorts of things.
Yes, and hormones, they play a huge role in all of this.
So it's not just about how much we eat, but what those foods are signaling to our bodies.
Now you're getting it. Let's take our basal metabolic rate, or BMR for short, for example. This is essentially the number of calories our bodies burn just by existing, even at rest.
Right, like just to keep our heart beating, lungs breathing, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Mm,
And conventional wisdom says that if we restrict calories, like if we go on a super low calorie diet, our BMR slows down to conserve energy, right?
that makes sense, right? Like our body's trying to hold on to every calorie.
You'd think so, but here's where it gets interesting. Dr. Fung points to studies that show that during fasting, when you'd think our metabolism would be in total hibernation mode, BMR can actually increase.
Wait, hold on, increase. Our metabolism speeds up when we're not eating. That just sounds counterintuitive.
I know, right? It really challenges the conventional wisdom. But it all comes back to survival mechanisms. See, for most of human history, food wasn't readily available like it is now. Our ancestors went through periods of feast and famine.
Makes sense.
So our bodies evolved to adapt. So when we're fasting, our bodies don't think, oh no, we're starving. They're like, okay, time to tap into those fat stores and keep everything running smoothly.
So instead of hitting the brakes, our metabolism shifts gears and starts burning fat for fuel.
Exactly. And this brings us to the concept of set point weight, which is fascinating. It's basically the weight range our bodies are comfortable at, where everything's in balance.
So like our happy weight, in a way.
You could say that. And this set point, you guessed it, is heavily influenced by, what? Bingo!
Mm.
So when we try to dip below the set point through extreme dieting, our bodies are like, whoa, hold on a minute, this isn't part of the plan. And they fight back.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
They slow down our metabolism, make us hungrier, more likely to regain the weight, all in an effort to get back to that set point.
Ah, the dreaded yo-yo effect. Ooh, I've
Oh.
definitely ridden that roller coaster a few times, and it's not a fun ride.
Not at all. And it all circles back to those hormones we keep talking about. And the MPP, the one that takes center stage when it comes to weight gain, is
Let me guess. Insulin.
ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Insulin. That's the blood sugar hormone, right? I'm not quite seeing the connection to weight gain. Fill me in.
So insulin, right? It's like the key master of our cells. It's like a key, right? When you eat something, let's say, oh, I don't know, a big plate of pasta, what happens?
Our blood sugar goes up.
Exactly. Blood sugar spikes, and that triggers a surge of insulin.
Okay.
And insulin rushes in like, all right, everybody, open up. We've got glucose to deliver. You need energy, right?
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need that energy to function.
Absolutely. But here's where things get a little tricky. When insulin's hanging around doing its thing, our bodies go into storage mode.
Storage mode.
Yeah, like flipping a switch. Insulin's like, all right, everyone, store that energy as fat. No need to burn the fat we already have. We've got plenty of glucose coming in.
So all those high-carb meals, while they might give us a quick burst of energy, are basically telling our bodies to pack on the pounds.
Pretty much. Dr. Fung, he makes this really interesting comparison in the book.
Oh,
He compares high insulin foods to cocaine.
wow. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's about that quick hit, right? You get that rush of energy, that feel-good feeling, but then comes the crash.
And then you just want more, right?
Exactly. And that's how you get stuck in this cycle. It's like an endless loop of cravings and weight gain.
Okay, so we need to find a way to break free from this insulin roller coaster. But how?
Well, Dr. Fung talks about this survey on eating habits. Back in the 70s, people were generally eating 3 meals a day.
The good old days.
Right. But these days, that's like 5 or 6 times a day for a lot of people.
Snacking has become totally normal.
It has. But the thing is, if we're constantly snacking, our bodies never get a break from insulin.
So we're stuck in a perpetual state of store fat mode.
Pretty much, it's like constantly hitting the gas pedal without ever taking your foot off the accelerator.
So even if those snacks are like, a handful of almonds or some fruit, that constant grazing is keeping our insulin levels up, preventing us from burning fat.
You got it. Our bodies are amazing, complex machines. They need time to switch gears, shift from storage mode to fat-burning mode.
So how do we give our bodies that break, that chance to tap into those fat stores?
Intermittent fasting, that's one way.
Fasting. I have to admit, it's a little intimidating.
I get it. It sounds extreme, but it's really not about starving yourself.
So it's not like those crazy juice cleanses I keep hearing about.
No. It's more about strategic eating, being mindful of when you eat, not just what you eat.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, there are different ways to do it. Some people find success with the 168 method. Basically, you fast for 16 hours.
16 hours.
Sounds like a lot, but you're sleeping for most of it. Then you have an 8-hour window where you can eat.
Interesting.
And other people prefer alternate day fasting, eating normally one day and fasting the next.
So there's flexibility. You find what works for you.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what fits your lifestyle, your body. But the key is giving your body that break from constantly digesting food allows your insulin levels to drop, which then allows your body to tap into those fat stores.
It's like giving our digestive system a much-needed vacation.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, besides weight loss, are there other benefits to fasting?
Oh, there are tons. But one of the most fascinating has to be autophagy.
Autophagy, that rings a bell. It's like
Right.
a cellular deep clean mind.
Exactly. When you're fasting, your body's not busy digesting. So it's like, hey, we've got some downtime here. Let's do some cleaning. And this cleanup crew gets to work, removing damaged cells, recycling old parts.
So our bodies have this built-in system for basically hitting the reset button.
You could say that. And studies have linked autophagy to all sorts of amazing benefits like improved brain function, a stronger immune system, even potential anti-aging effects.
Wow, it's incredible how something as simple as changing when we eat can have such profound effects on our bodies.
It really makes you wonder what other wisdom we might be overlooking, right?
It's like giving our bodies the space to heal themselves, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always easy, is it? I mean, it's not just about when we eat, it's about what we're eating too, right?
You hit the nail on the head. It's all connected. And one of the most powerful tools we've got, besides fasting, is fiber.
Fiber, like helping us, stay regular.
Well, yes, but it goes way beyond that. Think of it this way. Remember those refined carbs we were talking about?
Yes.
Spiking blood sugar and all that?
Right, the insulin roller coaster?
Exactly. Fiber is like the opposite. It's a slow burn. It
Love it.
slows down digestion so you don't get those dramatic insulin spikes, and it keeps you feeling fuller for longer.
So it's like fiber helps us stay off that blood sugar roller coaster, keeping those cravings in check.
You got it. And here's the thing. With all the processed foods out there, so many of us aren't getting enough fiber.
It's like we're missing out on this secret weapon our bodies need.
Kind of, yeah. And it all goes back to what Dr. Fung was saying. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you've got to target those hormones.
It's not just about willpower or white-knuckling it through some crazy diet. It's about working with our bodies, not against them.
Now you're talking. And you know what else plays a huge role? Something we often overlook?
What's that?
Stress.
Yeah, stress eating. The struggle is real.
It really is, and there's a reason for it. When we're stressed out, our bodies release cortisol, that fight or flight hormone.
Right, like when we're facing down a saber-toothed tiger or something.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Our bodies haven't quite caught up to modern life. So if we're constantly stressed, that cortisol stays elevated. And guess what? It messes with our hormones, makes us more likely to store fat, especially around the belly.
So managing stress isn't just about, feeling calmer. It's about protecting our physical health, too.
Absolutely. And it's not just about individual stress either. Dr. Fung talks about how important our social connections are, our sense of community.
So it's like our weight, it's not just about what we eat or how much we move. It's connected to our emotional well-being, our social lives, everything.
It's all interconnected. That's what makes this so fascinating, right?
It really is. This whole deep dive has been a huge eye-opener. I mean, it's about time we stop seeing our bodies as the enemy, you know.
It's about time we start listening to what they're trying to tell us.
Exactly. Maybe, just maybe, like Dr. Fung suggests, the answers to our health struggles aren't about finding some new fad diet or magic pill.
Maybe it's about tapping into that ancient wisdom that's been there all along.
Eating real food, prioritizing sleep,
Yeah.
managing stress, connecting with others, things that nourish our minds and bodies.
It's a powerful thought, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
So to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to rethink your relationship with food, with your body, with your whole self.
Remember, your body is capable of incredible things when you give it the support it needs.
So here's a little food for thought, no pun intended. What if the key to unlocking your healthiest self is already within you, just waiting to be heard? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world within you.